Why does this feel harder than it should? Nothing's actually broken. You're not behind in any concrete way. The tasks in front of you are familiar and reasonable. On paper, today should be manageable. That's exactly why the drag feels so irritating. The effort doesn't match the ask. Here's the tell most people don't name. You open your email, and nothing is technically urgent, but everything feels mildly unfinished. Messages don't feel wrong, they just don't feel ready. You read the first one, then the second, and instead of replying, you flag them. Not because you don't know what to say, but because responding feels like locking yourself into a direction too soon. You want a little more room before you commit. You glance at your task list. You already know which item matters most. You even hover over it. But there's a hesitation before you click in. It's subtle, half a second longer than usual. Just enough time to notice your hand pause. That pause is the signal. That's the moment the feeling lives. What you're experiencing isn't resistance to work, it's hesitation at the threshold. Over the weekend, your attention wasn't aiming. It was wide. Decisions were optional. Time didn't insist on sequence. You could start something, stop midway, switch tracks, or do nothing at all without consequence. Even if you stayed busy, you weren't being pulled forward in a straight line. Now Monday is asking for direction again. It's asking your attention to narrow, to point, to move forward instead of outward. But that narrowing hasn't fully happened yet. Your mind is still scanning, still open, still keeping multiple possibilities alive at the same time. That's why choosing the first task feels heavier than doing the task itself. Once you're inside something, you're mostly fine. You can focus. You can respond. You can move. The friction lives at the entrance, not in the work. Starting costs more than it should, even though you know exactly what to do next. Most people misinterpret this moment. They call it procrastination. They assume they're being lazy or undisciplined. They start bargaining with themselves. They promise they'll lock in after one more scroll, one more coffee, one more minute. That story feels convincing because the delay is visible, but it's the wrong explanation. Nothing about your ability changed since last week. Nothing about your competence slipped overnight. What changed is how quickly your attention is willing to commit. During the work week, your days usually pull themselves together without much effort. One message leads to another. One task creates momentum for the next. You don't have to decide so much as respond. After a break, that pull hasn't fully returned yet. You're being asked to choose direction before the groove is back. And choice always feels heavier than motion. This is where people tend to make the moment worse. They try to force focus. They sit down and tell themselves to stop drifting, to get serious, to snap into gear. They apply pressure to the hesitation as if it's a flaw that needs correction. That pressure doesn't help because it treats the pause like defiance instead of transition. The cleaner move is quieter. Don't ask yourself what you need to accomplish today. Don't solve the whole list. Don't optimize the plan. Instead, look for something you can step into cleanly. One email you'll fully answer without rewriting it 3 times. One task you'll begin without rearranging the list first. One action that doesn't require certainty or commitment beyond the next few minutes. Once you're moving, something shifts. The second step costs less than the first. The third barely registers. Your day starts to take shape around the motion instead of demanding that you design it in advance. That's why this feeling usually fades without drama. By late morning, you're already inside the day. You're responding instead of hesitating. Looking back, it's hard to pinpoint when the heaviness actually lifted. It didn't disappear all at once. It dissolved as soon as entry stopped being an issue. The real risk isn't the hesitation itself, it's the story you attach to it. If you interpret that early pause as evidence that something's wrong with you, it colors the rest of the day. If you recognize it as a brief in between state, it passes without leaving a mark. This feels harder than it should because you're standing at the doorway, not because you're incapable of walking through it. Step into something small. Let motion do the organizing. Let direction follow action instead of the other way around. This is Fish Motivates. Take what matters, leave the rest behind.